opening bell for the 24th of February. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's get started. When it stands risk in trading, please always use trade capital only. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose, whether trading stocks, options, futures, forex, cryptos. You know the risks. If you're following me on social media, make sure it's the real me here on YouTube, youtube.com/Chris Pulver, verified on Twitter, and I'm going to look into verified on Facebook and Instagram as well to make sure that I can help avoid a lot of those scammers out there. But I will not be messaging you directly. If you want to message me first, I'm happy to reply. But I will not reach out with any type of crazy solicitation. That's a bunch of scammers. So get those clowns kicked off social media. All right, let's jump into the charts. Happy Friday. Chart alarms just went off. Pfizer, DBB, that's a commodity-based ETF, Alibaba, FXI, and Dollar Sing. So let's take a look at those this morning. Let me grab a quick screenshot of that. Take a look at our currency strength chart. We should have some dollar strength running hot this morning. Yes, indeed. So dollar is a running. Euro Swiss in tandem, pound, CAD baseline. We've got yen, New Zealand, Aussie, all getting hit pretty hard in the mouth this morning for some weakness, but dollar reigns supreme. So let's take a look at some yields as well. That was a topic of conversation this week in the trading rooms. Let me grab a chart alarm here. Take a look at everything. All right, so I'll save that for later. And we are sitting at a big gap to the downside. So we gapped lower 395. I'm going to take a look at my broker platforms this morning. EOD is in about 20 minutes. That's Equities on Demand, my stocks and options trading room. We have a 400 by 401 bear call spread. We also have a 295 by 296 bear call spread on the Qs. It's going to be interesting. So yesterday this is a pretty big gap from yesterday. So I'm a little hesitant to say that we're in the clear for our profits on those bear call spreads because the market might have other plans. Something that looks like this. The market may be looking to close this gap today. So this was our close at the yesterday, and this is our gap open. So if the market fights at all to try to close that gap, we're going to have to manage this pretty early. So let's see what we have with the 295 by 296. It's in profit right now. If the whole position is in profit, it might be in our best interest to protect. Let's see if we have, yeah, it looks like this is going to try to fill this morning. There's a pivot sitting there around 296. And this is what I had to do yesterday. I had to manage everything pretty quickly. On Friday, I actually managed my bear call spread all the way up to the final minute of the trading day. So I'm going to take a look at everything this morning. Let me log into my Schwab account. And while I'm doing that, I'll jump into YouTube and say hi to everybody. And appreciate everyone being here on a Friday. So we got some nasty weather here in Utah. I am not enjoying taking a step back like 2 months into winter because we just got another like 2 feet of snow. So what up with that? YouTube, let's see what's happening. Say hi to everybody. All right. So we have David in the house. We have Joe here, Donna here, Scott here. Hello. Ann here, Matthew. Good morning. Ruth Ann. Good morning. the Benchmeister. The Benchmeister. Joseph, holy shnikes, 24,000 pips. That's amazing. That's like a great trader's year. So that's pretty awesome. All small positions, but doubled my account. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. All right. Welch, what's happening? Jan, good morning. Chris, good morning. Marshall, good morning. Catherine, good morning. All right. So bring up positions. Let me bring over my Schwab account. Okay, we're starting with gap lower. Let's take a look at the Qs and the SPY. All right, so we have the 295 by 296. Let's start with the Qs right here. So the 295 by 296 is currently up around, max profit should be around 65 cents or so, 65 to 70 cents. Right now it's up about 35 bucks. So there's still some time needed. Essentially, I mean, I might have to play it close and just let this thing. So I can make about 35 to 40 cents, which will wash my trade. If I'm losing on the bull put side of things, the 303 by 302, right now that's upside down. You see here about, let's see here, do the math, about $25 to $30. This one's up about $30 to $35. So I could take a break even on the 4 legs right now, but that's not the plan. The plan was to take a small, neutral trade as far as directions and try to grab some net profits about 25 to 30 cents. The SPY, same thing. So the SPY, I had a 400 by 401. That's currently up about 50 bucks. That's looking better than the other one. So right now it's about 90, for about 40, let's say $50. $50, and this one's upside down about $30. So there's net profit on the SPY. I'm hoping that we have some net profit on the Qs later today. But I know the legs that I have to see price stay below, and then quite a few expirations just to monitor. We tried to roll Alcoa yesterday. I'm keeping an eye on this one. It's upside down. I might take a loss on it. No big deal. We can look at some additional Alcoa credit spreads today. Airbnb, I'm just going to sit on that one. That's mostly profit. Anyway, all good. And then I got a bunch of covered calls today that I need to monitor as well. So let's go into, that was a heat map from Tuesday. Awesome. These are the expirations that I'm monitoring today for covered calls. So I'll be spot checking those prices. We're back down to the lows. That's fine. Let's check on Pfizer. It was trading at 41.86. Big gap lower on Pfizer. Wow. Okay. That's fine. And I know we have some other credit spreads. I'm going to take a look at that today. A lot of support down here in the mid 30s. We'll see how it plays out. High to low, lower high to lower low. Maybe some structure in here between $40 and $35. DBB, that was the other alert that went off this morning. It's trading down to 1984. The dollar is strong today, so that means our euro dollar should be pushing lower. We're at 105.51. I'm still holding euro dollar short. That trade's working out great. And actually, you know what? I'm going to check on Forex real quick in our broker platform. And we should have some nice pips running today. Let me check here. So positions. Aussie CAD is up 164 pips. Aussie dollar is up 252 pips. Euro Swiss is up 150 pips. Euro dollar is up 250 pips. Great. Nice little chunk of profit there. Not complaining. Euro dollar's in a spot where I don't mind taking some profit. Dollar Sing. This is a trade we've been long on. For the year, 3,300, that's up about 180 pips. 3,150 is up 330 pips. So that's a nice little chunk that we're locking in some profit. I'll bring up my MT4 charts. And if you have any charts you want me to take a look at, type it in the chat for me. I'm just bringing up MT4. So, direction-wise, not much has changed. We've been short Aussie CAD, holding steady. There's 6,300 looking for support on Aussie Swiss. It might come back to a double bottom or even flush lower towards 6,300. Aussie Yen, all the Yen crosses trade short term. Aussie New Zealand, did we get filled on our pullback? Nope, not yet. 109.70 was our pullback trade. We didn't get filled yet. Aussie dollar, really nice push to the downside. So keep riding that profit on Aussie dollar. Anything at 6,700 or lower, which we're gaining on today, I think that looks really good. CAD Swiss long is still sideways. CAD Yen short term, Swiss Yen short term, Euro Aussie. We're looking for a range trade on Euro Aussie. I don't know why my charts got all messed up. What the heck? Go weekly, I guess. That was weird. Euro CAD, let's go back to Euro Aussie. There we go. So Euro Aussie on the daily time frame, we're at 56.79. This is coming up into a spot for next week. I'm not ready to take a trade on it today, but if we have some resistance here and some red confirmation, we can look at our Masterflex system and alignments to see if we get a bearish move. We've had resistance several times. SPY crossing 395. That's the lows, I believe. I'm going to go back to that really quickly. 395. So we're making some fresh lows even with that gap. Bear pressure is on. Bear pressure is definitely on, which means my SH, my SH should be pushing higher today, 1562. Did I log in? Let me see if I have some SH. I know I put it in my Interactive Brokers account. That's an inverse ETF long. I was long the dog and long the SH. There it is right there. So 16 by 15, 16 by 15. Let me see what I have. I think it might be SDS in my Interactive Brokers accounts. All right, so just give me a moment here to log in. And yeah, I know I might have to wait on some of those bear call spreads for full profit. The net position that we took on Tuesday was something that should have given us around 25 to 30 cents net. And that's a nice little income play for the week, especially if we land full profit on one of them. Logging into Interactive Brokers. While that's loading up, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Mike's asking for US 30. Sure, we'll take a look at that. What the heck? Did I get assigned on some stuff? Oh, Pfizer got filled at 50 bucks. Yeah, I'm definitely not taking that trade. Let's see. Intel's credit spreads. Pfizer got assigned. That's 100 shares. So I have a margin they tapped into. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stock off the table. So Pfizer, that gives me 200 shares. Let me see here on Pfizer. If I have a $45 covered call. There's my 47.50 long put. And 37.50 long put for protection. And then the 47.50 by 42.50 bull put spread. So that's a long put for protection. This is a covered call that will expire next Friday. That's a long put from the assignment. I'm going to take that down and get rid of 100 shares to get some buying power back. And KHC, if I can get KHC to also close out today. So, all right, let me take a look-see. And this is stuff I can just take this into the trading room as well. So I just wanted to spot check a couple of things with the brokers. So I'll switch over here. All right, so SPY, this one's up 1,000. This one's down. I think I'm just going to look to try to close this. If I can get a net $400 to $500, I'd be pretty happy with that. You can see the difference here. This one's already trading at a 6 or 7 cent debit. Let me see. And again, I need to just double check. This one's going to be a loss for 99 cents or a dollar, which gives me a net like 35, 34 cent loss. This one I ended up making about, looks like about 53 to 54 cents if I close it now. So net profit should be around $500 or $600. It's $500 or $600. Let me just do the math. If I lose 34 cents and I gain, let's say 55 cents. Oops. So I gain, if I close it out for a 6 cent debit, that would be roughly 52 cents. And I lose 34 cents. So I net 18 times 2,000 shares. Oh, my geez. 20 contracts. Net 18 times 2,000. There we go. So it'd be about 360 bucks, which is pretty much what I'm up right now. So that's what I'm looking for. Also, the SDS, that's in profit. That's in profit. Let's see. Bull put spread on SDS. That one's going out. So I think I'm going to close this one and this one for profit. So it's not a bad little chunk. Excuse me. There's 500 bucks. There's 200 bucks. There's another $300 to $400. So 1,000 bucks on a little short-term play this week. Offset some covered calls. Let me start looking to manage that this morning. So let me see here if I can close this one down. Let's see. Let me see if I can close this down for like a 5 or 6 cent debit. Close. Hopefully the bid's not crazy. Let's see if we can get like 5 cent debit. And I don't know if it's going to fill at 5 cents, but I'm going to try it. Might need a little bit more time on that one. And then the SDS, this one's up 510. That's 20 contracts at 30 cents. See if I can close this one down for a 5 cent debit. Let me try 0.04. That's what it's showing in the platform. So not filling at 0.04. Maybe I can get filled at 0.05. So 0.05.
Order partially.
It's getting filled. Fill me all the way. Fill me for 20 contracts.
Order filled.
There we go. All right, so I got it there. That was 25 cents net on SDS. And then this one is up 300 bucks. I'm going to get filled on this one, hopefully probably 20 cents or so. Let me see if I can get filled in this one. Close. 20 cents. Yeah, let's try this one. So 20 cents and let's see. I'd like to get filled for less. Let me try to get like 15 cents. That would give me a net 13 cents on 20 contracts. Let me try that. What's that work out to be math-wise? 13 cents on 20 contracts, 260 bucks. Pretty much what I'm showing for P&L right now. All right, I'll bump this up to 20. If it fills, great. If not, then I'll cancel it and I'll try to get it to just work lower through the day. So let me try 20 cents here. And if that's not filling immediately, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll let it sit for like 10 minutes and I'll probably just cancel it before EOD or during EOD and I'll let this, I'll just monitor this for the day. But close out for profit. I'm looking to close this for profit. Looking to keep this one for profit here. I'm up about 400 bucks and I'm going to try to close this out for a 5-cent debit. Yeah, let me scroll down here. So 5-cent debit on the SPY, 400 by 401. And then my Qs are in profit. So anyway, I don't need to bore you with my trades that I'll manage. Mike, let me take a look at the US 30 for you. US 30 is going to be similar to the Dow, right? I mean, this is your essentially this is your Dow. We do have some potential support right here, okay? But we also just have this range opportunity. We've been sitting low at the VIX. We've seen that strategy work out pretty well last year, where the VIX at basically 20 or lower, if you sell the SPY, that tends to work out pretty well. All of last year, that was a really good strategy. Every time the VIX hit 20, you sell the SPY and you've got some profit. Every time it came up into the 30s, you buy the SPY and you had some profit. That might be another pretty good trade this year. So anyway, we're seeing some higher volatility and the markets are selling off. So the US 30 is selling off. Pretty critical spot here. I mean, if we get a daily or weekly close below this level, we do have something like that where, I mean, maybe this, if it's not bouncing off of that equal low, we might dip a little bit lower into this area. This could be a trend line support level. Not quite sure. Or we just might see additional tightening. Looking at the Qs or the NASDAQ, I mean, it's an interesting spot where the breakout above the 200 EMA, now we're back below the 200 EMA. That could be where it gets really messy, right? If there's a lot of volatility around this area, the market's still kind of showing some indecision. But after Tuesday's open and excuse me, bears close for the day, the stock market is not looking uber bullish at all. Looks like if anything, we're going to have another press lower. Now, to what extreme? I don't know. I mean, is this just pressing lower towards here's our low, here's our high, the market's pulling back on a dip? But what I don't love is we had a pop up above the 200, then a flush low, and that stayed bearish. We had a pop up above the 200, and it pushes lower and closes lower. Does it stay lower? Right? I mean, we could stay lower and come back to these levels, and we could have a range for the year. And sideways trading is what we've talked about a lot. I do expect some sideways trading. I don't know if the market is full on bearish. I mean, basically the Fed has moved the target a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, unless the earnings is just so bad right now, but it's not. I think the guidance is conservative, but I don't think the interest rates going up to 5.25%, 5.5% by May or June is really a huge concern. Other than it might be a tough half of the first half of the year, right? Maybe the first half is going to be this tightening, grabs the market again, and is the dominating theme, and we have sticky inflation, all the stuff that kind of leads to a bearish slide. And so maybe we have not a lot of excitement other than maybe protecting, maybe grinding, and just preserving. for the first, 5, 6 months of this year, maybe through May and June. As they say, sell and may go away in the stock market. So as long as we can survive and carve out a few profits through the first half of the year, maybe it's September, October when the market starts to pick up its steam again, which would make for a very boring year, to be honest. Which makes me probably want to trade a little bit more forex. I mean, if we get a pre-summer push in forex, we could have some risk-off trading. We got some great positions running right now in the dollar strength, which is kicking some butt today. So that's working out really nicely, and we can stay with it. Okay. So I would say on the overall indices and the ETFs, things are looking pretty bearish right now. I'm glad we've been active on these trades this week. So this is the setup that we have right here, and we're bearish. It looks like the 400 by 401 is working out for some profit. The 407 by 406 is a bull put that we're willing to lose on, and that should give us some good direction for some profits for today. Net profit's going to be about 25 to 30 cents. So we can do that on the SPY. We can do that on the Qs. Looks like I did that on the SDS as well. That's an inverse ETF right here that's up. I'm going to try to get that other one closed out for a small debit. So yeah, just going to look to manage this. This one's up, 5, 6 cents. I might just manage this now and not have to worry about it. Otherwise, I'll be at my computer until closing bell. So let me see here. If I close this one down, I know my max loss on this is $1, and that would give me a 34-cent loss. This one, if I can close it out for maybe, I can get it out now, close it for 6 or 7 cents. Let me see what it'll take. Hopefully it takes 7 cents. It's 5, 7. It's not taking 7 cents.
Order partially filled.
We're getting partials.
Order filled.
All right, we got filled at 7, so that gives me a net 51 cents on that. And this one is a loss of 35. I'll take this one and close it. Maybe I can save a penny or two. Close. That's $1. Yeah, I'm just going to put in a debit, and I mean, whatever. It's going to be a loss of $1, which is a net 34 cents. So that was 51. Let me get the math on that. 0.51 net minus 34 net times 2,000 shares is 340 bucks. I'll take that. Plus I close out the other one for about that was $300 or so. This one's in profit. I'm going to try to get $200 to $300 in this one as well. 43.50. That's an assignment zone. I have a pending at 20 cents for the debit, and we're trading right now. I'm showing here. This one's going to continue to run for next week. Same thing with this one. This one I'm going to try to close up for 20 cents debit or less. See if this one decays for the day. Spot price 43.41. All right, this should have no problem filling at 20 cents, but I'm going to keep it there for right now. That would be 13 cents at 20 contracts, 260 bucks. All right, I think I can take that. Or, yeah, that's fine. I'll leave that there. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm getting in the weeds here. Anything else for this morning? Mike, you get on the US 30 of the Dow. Denise, good morning. Daniel, good morning. What's happening? Steve is in the house this morning. So, gap lower, but again, it really is amateurs open, pros close. Bears gapped lower, and bears are pushing lower. I wouldn't be surprised, and maybe it's not this afternoon, but it wouldn't be a surprise if the market finds a way to work its way back into this gap for the end of the day. So that's why I'm looking to be pretty proactive in managing some of those short-term trades this morning, because that gap would put me back into a spot where it may not be profitable. This SPY should be fine. The SPY at 400, I doubt we're going to get above 400 today, so I should be able to get that one for full profit. The Qs might have to be a little bit more active on the Qs. 295 by 296, we're up about $4. But if we start getting back into this area, I'm going to set a chart alarm here at 295. There we go. So just going to monitor things on the Qs and the SPY. I have the SDS as well. See if that can get above 43. That's a $44 level, 43.50. If it gets up to 43.50, I should be able to have a smaller debit I can close out. All right, and then we have some expirations. Okay. All right, so I'll wrap it up there for the YouTube session. Currency-wise, everything's looking good. Our plays on the dollar, excellent stuff. Let me see if I have my charts here. I'll give you a little flash of Forex. Got some running profits, which I'm happy with. One of my bigger positions, I've just been adding on daily pivots on the dollar sing, but we haven't even hit daily pivots. It just keeps melting higher. So let me go back to this really quickly. Right there. And go back to the daily time frame. So pretty big. Last couple of weeks on the dollar sing have been pretty nice. We're making a nice run to this yearly pivot around 37.60, so there's still room to run. And I'm still looking to add. There's a weekly pivot here. We have any dips and pullbacks. I'm looking to buy dips and pullbacks and go after that pivot. Now, we might not have dips and pullbacks, and that's why I've also been adding some buy stop levels that have been filled. So if I take a look at my dollar sing really quickly on this particular account, dollar Swiss heading into some nice profit. Same thing here. This trade hopefully is a nice chunk of profit when it's all said and done. Let's find some pockets. And this is a kind of a conservative profit target. We might even see that this large supply zone all the way up towards 98.50 to 9900, that might be a profit level as well in dollar Swiss. So I might be willing to hang on to the dollar Swiss a little bit longer. It's also positive rollover in addition to having technicals go our way. So that might be a trade worth hanging on to. And then dollar sing is right here, just crushing it. Right now, I'm up about $417 on this account, and I'm looking to hang on to it a little bit longer. Right here in this pocket, there's also a supply zone up here and that yearly pivot around 37.60. So still another, let's say 300 pips or so, just shy of 300 pips in the dollar sing that I'm going to stay long. So we've been calling out for some dollar strength and we're getting it. So we're going to let those profits run. Also, euro dollar is a nice short, and that one should be up quite a few pips as well. So there's my euro dollar up about 237 pips. So far so good on that. And then I'll take a quick look at some robots. Let's see, we got Perfect Storm, which for my week is up 120 pips. I have Perfect Storm Pro for my week up 147 pips. And my
filled.
pockets, let me see. So I've got a trade that's getting filled. STS Crawford. All right, so that looks like the STS just closed at a 20-cent debit, giving me 13 cents. So 13 cents on 20 contracts. 13 cents on 20 contracts is 260 bucks. So I'll take that. And we're sliding lower. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Pockets. Pockets Pattern Pro is up 470 pips. So not too shabby if you want to take a look at these with me. And equities on demand students, I know some of you are in this room, so we're just going to go a couple minutes longer. This is Pockets Pattern Pro, and up 470 pips this week, and the drawdown is nice and tight around 2%. My Perfect Storm is up 147 pips, and that drawdown is hanging out around 6%. And my original Perfect Storm is 120 pips, tightened up everything on the drawdown. We're sitting around 8%. So 8% drawdown, 6% drawdown, 2% drawdown, all close out for some profits this week, 120, 147, and 470. So not a bad chunk. Plus we have good profits running on euro dollar, Aussie dollar, dollar sing. Those aren't closed yet, though. I'm not going to close those manual positions yet. I'm going to let those run. So all good stuff. All right, Monday. We have just a couple more days of February. Monday the 27th, Monday the 28th. We'll wrap up the week. You can join me on Monday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Come back for the YouTube session. YouTube.com/Chris Pulver here for opening bell, kick off the week, and then trading rooms again. This afternoon, I'll see Masterflex students at 1 p.m. We have a lot to talk about with an update on the kind of the triple filter strategy, as well as some suffix stuff and some troubleshooting on potentially robots and the dashboard. So we'll talk about that today in class. And equities on demand students, let's switch gears. I'll see you in the trading room in about 2 minutes. Okay. Thanks for being with me today, everybody on YouTube. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday. I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.